tell me what it is. The Sixth Spence.
Yeah, so Spurs have signed 6 players, and their marketing for Jed Spence was they put up
Of Middlesbrough.
Yeah. They put up a poster on Twitter reminiscent of The Sixth Sense, a film from 1999.
Never seen it.
And it says The Sixth Spence, and it's like 1 Richarlison, 2 Longley. It goes down, and then it says The Sixth Spence, hashtag Sixth Spence.
And the Sixth Spence in the movie was that you could see dead people.
Yes.
So
correct.
in this case, it's that you could see Spence. What's the Spence? Suspense? What are we waiting for?
The Sixth Spence. He's the first Spence, surely.
He's the first Spence, the sixth signing.
He's the only Spence. It doesn't make any sense.
When I was looking at Instagram, I tried to find it because that's what I thought would be initially.
Yeah.
I found 6 posts in a row dedicated to Jed Spence of Middlesbrough. First one, it's official. And like a short little video. Second one, we are delighted to announce the signing of Jed Spence from Middlesbrough. Third one, hashtag welcome Spence, England emoji. Fourth one, blue love heart. Thought not even blue.
No.
Fifth one, Spence's Spurs, fist emoji.
Very cool.
And he's a picture of him in front of the chicken. Sixth one, suits you at DJ Spence, winky face. Now it's getting a bit flirty.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. And then, the sixth, I mixed up the numbers there, but the sixth one then, behind the scenes on Jed Spence's first day as a Spurs player. I imagine it's just a photo shoot. What else has he been doing for the last fucking 6 days?
Well, he's been posing for all the Instagrams. We're going to need you quickly over here, Jed. We're on post 4.
Are we going to need you to figure out what the Sixth Spence actually is?
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. They're imposters.
I think to ask me, for my opinion, a little bit unfair.
But in between that, there was drinks.
Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will, a special heatwave edition of the pod. We're in our most breathable clothes right now. It's all
nude.
Well, that's why I said the most breathable clothes. If most people will be in the nude, but I don't think we're there yet. Maybe for the 100th episode, perhaps.
Yeah, the bonanza.
If the heatwave continues. Hottest day of the year. Was it yesterday? In Dublin, anyways. It was the hottest day ever in Dublin. Where I work, in a shed.
Pretty hot.
It was quite warm.
Yeah.
It was very sticky.
Yeah, I decided to work from home because I think if I went on the Lewis bus and train, I would literally have died.
Well, for some that the option is there.
Pretty nice.
I may have been told by a recruiter who will remain nameless that there may be an option to work from home.
There's no.
I would take the job anyways. That's not really the point. But I think it's just let the record show I was lied to, or at the very least misled. It's sweaty out there. Fucking hell. Were you out the weekend? I think I saw you out the weekend. And
the weekend.
Friday,
I
I saw a picture of you out.
I was doing something. I've blacked it out.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? Oh, I was at the beach, brother.
That was on the Sunday. On the Friday, you weren't anywhere?
What was I on the Friday?
In the pub, perhaps?
Oh, I was in the pub.
Oh, he was in the pub, everybody. He remembers now. No, I'm only joking. I was in the pub too. I thought a different pub.
Really?
I was at a work drinks for not my work.
Oh, very nice.
No. No. It was Larry. Yeah, no, it was good though, man. It was a good weekend. I hope you all got to your local watering holes and they're full up.
Yeah. Did you get burnt?
No, I was factor 50 the entire weekend. I've been burnt before, literally, by the sun.
Yeah, I got burned heavy this time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, first time, really bad.
Back legs?
Shoulders.
Oh.
That's because I was in the water at the beach. So,
yeah.
And that was the only thing not submerged, so I'd imagine it was that.
Yeah. And also shout out to Kilkenny, commiserations, my adopted home.
Yeah.
Where I spend most of my time working.
Yeah.
But I went out there on Monday night for the homecoming. Grand. Quite enough though, to be fair. I mean, losers. So.
Not like the absolute scenes of, remember the Liverpool, was it FA Cup and League Cup parade?
Oh, wow, yeah.
That was mad, wasn't it?
Kilkenny could only dream of that kind of a homecoming for the boys.
I forgot about
that. What was that thing? Mourinho. He got the Europa Conference League tattooed on his.
Not only, so he got all of his European trophies tattooed on him,
Yeah.
which, I mean, is the Champions League. Fair enough.
Even that.
Even that, but fair enough. Then the Europa League with Man United, which he has gone on record and said.
Play the clip of him fucking dogging Europa League.
Yeah.
This is not the competition that Man United wants. It's not the competition I want. It's not the competition the players want. But it's the competition where we are. And that's the reality. So I know that the Europa League is not the big dream of every big player. But you are not in the Champions League. So you have to find your motivation in the competition we are.
Then the Conference League with Roma, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, what next?
Yeah.
What next?
It goes lower and lower.
I mean, it is like his career trajectory represented by shit tattoos on his arm.
Surely the only person in the world with a Conference League tattoo right now.
It must be. I mean,
It's only just happened.
Yeah, there's no.
What if they get rid of that in 2 years and like reformat things about?
Yeah, because I think you have to be a very special type person to get kind of football stuff tattooed on you anyways. Either it like saved your life in some way in terms of like got you off drugs or something.
Yeah.
Or, you're an eccentric millionaire like Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
So, and again, first year of it, so the pool of people, it would be Roma, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe if a Roma fan might have gotten an
A
extra
Roma
bit.
fan, but then also Roma have, I guess, not that successful recently. Oh, maybe.
Maybe he might not be maybe he got the idea from someone else.
If you know any Roma fans or any Roma fans listening right now, I know we have some Italian listeners from time to time. If you have a Europa Conference League tattoo on your person, send us a pic.
Yeah, if you have a no nonsense podcast tattoo, send it in.
Yeah, that's that. I think that's the only thing below the Conference League.
It would be
is a
bad.
no nonsense.
If I saw someone get that, I would feel endangered. I would think he's not stable.
I think I'd probably go back to the episode, see how much of my information I've given away.
Yeah.
What can he glean from this?
I definitely stopped doing the pod. 100%. Never doing that again.
delete everything.
Yeah. Go off the grid.
Clear the hard drives. Yeah, there was a few, like, say, it's this kind of this type of time of year where there's like not much big stories coming out.
Yeah.
It's all transfer news that it's the biggest story of the day, but it would become a big story or not important story when the season develops.
Yeah.
Like Jesus to Arsenal save, which happened a couple weeks ago. That could be transformative.
Yeah.
Or it could be another striker that didn't work, like a set or
Lacazette,
whatever, So it's hard to get excited about these things. I mean, the Haaland one, I think we talked about before. It's going to be hit or miss. It feels like, but until it is, it's hard to even.
But I mean, a good example is Ronaldo to United last season, where people were like, "This is incredible," and then a month in, they're like, "This is the worst thing that could have possibly happened."
I mean, it's hard to predict that though.
Yeah,
to signing Ronaldo after being the top scorer in the Serie A. I mean, that when you look back at that now,
it's insane.
The glory of hindsight. Lukaku was also really good in Serie A. Ronaldo killed it in Serie A, and then it just didn't translate at all to the.
Yeah, he scored 24 goals, but I think he was at one point. I think he scored 8 goals in a row for United, and no one else scored.
Yeah.
So then, of course, you're going to score 24 goals. You're the only one getting the ball and shooting.
And Juve did suffer as well, actually.
Yeah.
Now I think about it. So I mean, maybe it was the same thing. Because that's the thing. Like this what always irked me about the Italian league, and I've said this to many people before, and they've all stopped listening. But the kind of the love that like the Italian players get, are like, "Oh, Buffon, he's gone on forever." It's like you don't watch the games, like we don't even know what's going on. Like last year, think, "Oh, now the top scorer again," but like Juve by the skin of their teeth get into the Champions League.
Yeah.
He may be destroying that club like he's destroying Man United this year. You never know, but you just look at like, oh, Totti's still going, or De Rossi, the king of Rome. Like, fuck off, man. Like, you don't watch the games, you don't know what's going on. It's all just Instagram.
It's funny. United are now currently ripping it up in their preseason tour that Ronaldo's not on, and I've seen again this must be like the 7th time people saying Martial this season. This is the one.
Yeah.
Have you not learned? Of course they're good when there's no pressure.
Yeah, Martial, I did see his name come up there today as a scorer.
He's like starting striker if Ronaldo's not playing. That's insane.
But we've got to get Frankie de Jong over the line. Yeah. Not striker in the squad by fucking Anthony Martial. What's the song? What a waste of money.
50 million down the drain. Which for a few years, like, hey, take that. And then as time goes on, they're like,
Well, if you count inflation, it's pretty good. You know, it's like just about breaking even at this point. It's like, yeah, at the time for what was available.
I wouldn't say down the drain.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit into a chant, into the rhythm of a song very well. But I mean, I think
50 million, fair enough.
pretty fair expenditure at the time, given the resources of the club. I can hear it now in the Theatre of Dreams. Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's one of those things where you say you need bodies as well, you know, because of all the competitions and injuries and that. So, I mean, I think he still has a place there as kind of a, yeah, you know, we need him to come on and score. But he's also the kind of person who doesn't seem to react well to not being either too much tension or not enough.
You got to get the sweet spot.
Yeah, not what you want from a squad player.
When he went on loan to Sevilla last year, I think it was Sevilla, I thought he's going to do well there because, like, it's a lot less pressure.
Yeah.
I think he scored 2 goals in the season and didn't play. He was benched by the end of it.
Not enough pressure.
Not enough pressure. It's got to get right in the middle.
Yeah.
He needs to play for, like, Crystal Palace.
Yes, the kind of Zaha thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're the main man, we need you.
But it doesn't really matter.
No worries if not.
No.
Kind regards. You know, that kind of pressure. But yeah, sorry, we kind of we talked about Ronaldo, total failure, not in the squad, kind of moved on. What's happening with Ronaldo? Is he going to be playing with United?
He's desperately trying to get a move, but every time his agent, I'm assuming it's his agent, is putting it out to different news people.
Super agent Jorge Mendes.
Yeah, so he's going like, oh, Ronaldo's thinking of going to Atletico Madrid. 5 minutes later, Atletico Madrid will put out basically a press release saying we have no interest in Ronaldo.
Yeah.
It's happened, like, I think the only club that went for it a bit are Chelsea, and United aren't going to sell to Chelsea.
Yeah.
They'd be mad to, because, like, why would you give them maybe 20 more goals?
And that's because Chelsea were run by one man.
Yeah.
He did that for a couple of weeks, and I saw recently, and I don't remember, but I saw the headline that he appointed a director of business.
Yeah, so straight away he's like, this is too much.
But it sounds like something he wrote on the way in to the press conference. He's a director of business, and he'll be doing all the kind of heavy business stuff. He'll be directing that.
He's a numbers guy.
Yeah. So, he gave up on that. So I think when it was up to him, it's like, yeah, maybe Ronaldo. And then he ran the numbers like, oh, actually,
Definitely not.
I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't fun anymore. I'm bored of
I
this.
bought the club now. Now what? How long did Roman do this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ronaldo he seems to... I don't really know why he wants to move in. He wants to play Champions League football, but surely he knew that in May.
Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't?
Like, everybody does, man.
Yeah.
And no Champions League club wants him because he's too expensive. And even if he does score 24 goals, United just had a whole year of like, is this the worst season in our history? Is it Ronaldo's fault? Every week in the news.
Yeah,
you don't want to bring that on board.
Well, that's the thing. Lowest ever points tally plus Ronaldo scoring goals.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. Because that's like when he was scoring loads of goals for Real Madrid and Barcelona kept winning the league.
Yeah.
It was like he's a goal machine, not a team player. And like he's just scoring a goal a game, though. I mean, surely you can fit a goal machine into your team.
Yeah.
You know, but it was kind of ridiculous, and the goals were just so crazy that it was like keeping like, oh, well, that's nonsense. All he does is score goals. It's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
And then they won all the Champions Leagues, and he scored in a couple of finals, and it was like that whole thing went out the window. Now he's going back to like normal top striker level of 24 goals, unless it's 38 goals, you just can't justify it anymore.
Yeah.
If you're not winning, if you have your lowest ever points tally and you're not getting 40 goals, I can't run the for you, Ronaldo. I can't protect you anymore. Okay, I can't have your back at this.
Especially now where like all of the top teams are like, we don't even care if we have a striker as long as everyone runs at the ball.
Yeah, it's kind of evolved in a way that Harry Kane is like the sole good striker of the Premier League. He's like one of the few teams who play with the striker. But then what did they do? They bought Richarlison, Kulusevski. They've got Son. So even them with like the only good striker who was very close to going for 120 million at 28, an old man. You know, so Ronaldo is kind of like a dying breed, I guess.
Yeah.
The last striker.
It's odd to see Ronaldo and Messi go out. Like you always think like their whole career they're going out on top. Like to see Ronaldo being like, I want to play for Atletico Madrid, my sworn enemies. And they're like, no, thanks, pal. We'd rather you play against us still.
Yeah. No, it's tough. It's like prize fighters; they never go out on top.
But Ronaldo is fighting against the dying of the light because you can't say he's in it for the money.
No,
because that's what I thought at first. Is like he doesn't give a shit about Champions League football. Like he just wants to boost the wages, hop around jobs like anyone would. Especially when you're coming up to winding down, you want your wages going up. Yeah. He got an offer during the week from an unnamed club in Saudi Arabia, according to the BBC, of around £254 million to play for 2 seasons.
Ooh.
Plus a 30 million signing fee to Man United for a player who's out of contract and doesn't want to be there.
Fucking hell. 245 million.
254 million. 10 more million than that.
I couldn't even get that high. I tried. I couldn't reach it. 254 million.
Yeah, so what's that? 126 or 27 a season? And he said no.
Yeah.
He said, I want to continue playing at the top level, but not the Europa League. Higher than that.
I said the top level. Yeah, he's not going to get a Europa Conference League tattoo in his life.
No, God, no. He might get all of his fucking Ballon d'Ors tattooed on him.
Yeah, although his body's too perfect to get tattooed.
That's true.
Said once that he said that, or
I would imagine that's what he
maybe
thinks.
that was Kim Kardashian. You don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. Anyways, well, speaking of Messi, we all remember when he left Barcelona. Yeah. Crazy scenes. Yeah. Another player who he was the exact opposite of Ronaldo. He wanted to stay
desperately. He wanted to play for free.
Couldn't afford that though.
Couldn't afford it.
No.
So I don't know.
If he really wanted to stay, he would have paid them well.
Yeah. That's probably what knowing them now. That was probably their angle.
Yeah.
We can get something out of this guy.
That was a club he wanted to be able to play for them for free. And that was a club whose president had spent 60 grand on Twitter bots to slander Messi on Twitter. He's like, I'll play for free. He's like, we can't do that.
Yeah, who had a SWAT team raid the president's office.
Yeah.
And he said, this is where I want to be.
Yeah. No, I think, listen, Messi's obviously a competitor as well. You've seen it come out sometimes. He seems kind of like, Captain Cool sometimes, but he wants to play as well. But I think he does, above all else, he wants to just stay in Barcelona, where he's been all his adult life.
Probably had eyes on working there forever, like moving up the ladder to different things.
I don't think he probably ever saw himself living in Paris or working in Paris or any stuff. Can you imagine Messi being like a subpar European manager, like going on to like Werder Bremen and then Middlesbrough and no, never,
not a chance.
He I don't think he'll ever go to management, but like he wanted to stay in Barcelona forever.
Yeah.
Look, we were all shocked at the time. Mm-hmm. Well, what did Aguero have to say?
Aguero said, when he saw the news come through, he thought, oh, they must be hacked. I couldn't believe my eyes. Which, if you cast your mind back, I think Aguero was there for like a week.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to play with his big best friend, Messi.
Oh, God, yeah. That was one of the toughest few months there for Aguero I think he's had for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say karma. I wouldn't say that well. I wouldn't do that to the man. Because it'd be a lot of karma just because he played for Man City for a couple of years to then, be kicked out of football because of his bad heart.
Yeah.
Just before thinking, I'm going to get to play Messi at Barcelona and win stuff. It's like, no, actually, you're not going to play with Messi. He's gone. And also, you can't play anymore either.
Yeah. No one's playing football anymore.
Yeah.
And also, your best friend Messi didn't tell you in person. You found out online when you read it.
Like LeBron and D Wade. Yeah. It's tough at the top.
Yeah.
And then just constantly, I'm sure, being tagged in clips of Pep crying.
We cannot replace him.
We cannot replace him.
Well, his replacement's probably banging in goals next season.
You mean Erling Haaland? Well, maybe we can replace him. Well, we'll see. See if we can put something together. I mean, they were going to replace Harry Kane straight away.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, and then one season after that, it's Haaland. So, yeah, look, Aguero, I bet he couldn't believe his eyes for a while. I bet he felt like...
I bet for a long time you thought, am I being hacked?
Yeah, I bet he felt like his whole life was being hacked there for a bit. But look, enjoy the Premier Leagues.
Yeah.
I hope they're worth it. Enjoy the goals.
Oh, man.
What else do we have then, Will? What was there another big thing we were going to talk about?
Well, speaking of Barcelona, they are the brokest club I've ever seen to go on a spending spree.
Yeah. Well, I don't I know we've been asking this for a year now.
We've been saying this since episode 3. Remember cast your minds back to episode 3 where we said, is Barcelona going to go out of business?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
No.
They're going to spend more than ever and apparently make more than ever at the same time.
Yeah, because we talk about this, the 3-pronged transfer.
The levers.
The economic levers. And it was what? Mane to Bayern.
Mm-hmm.
Done deal.
Done.
Lewandowski to Bayern. No, Lewandowski from Bayern to Barcelona.
Done deal.
Which was, messy, and it was strange and some weird kind of talks for a guy who scored a lot of goals and won a lot of things for them. Done deal.
Done deal.
That's done now. Last player, Frankie de Jong to Man United.
Yeah. Not done.
Not done.
It seems impossible. For once, though, it seems like it's not United's fault.
No.
Apparently, they've offered more than Barca asked for. I think they offered 80-something million for him. But De Jong doesn't want to leave. Not because it's his dream club, but because he was owed. So he signed a thing during the pandemic saying, you can lower my wages, but then they go way up.
Yeah.
And they said, no problem. And then just before they went way up, they went, you have to leave. You need to go to Man United.
Yeah.
And so he's fighting to stay so that he gets his new wages. But Barca have just gone on anyway, buying the players, being like, he'll definitely leave.
Yeah, no, he's not even that money on the table.
No.
I think, again, they're already rich, these people, but I think it's out of principle a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's fuck you.
It's I'm not going to mess around with it like this. Yeah. You took a big wage cut, you said you pay back in interest, and then they go, oh, actually, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, get out.
And then just disrespectfully, Lewandowski's in.
Yeah, Rafinha's in. He plays for Leeds, and we paid 70 million for him.
Yeah, and they're not going to pay Frankie de Jong. Who, I mean, look, he hasn't been amazing, Frankie de Jong. Yeah. Which it is, I think, me lost in this a little bit when he's going to My United. It's he's, in my opinion, definitely the answer to anything.
No. It's I get it for Ten Hag of being it's someone he doesn't have to coach him. He knows exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money for someone to just be a stopgap.
Exactly.
I don't have to coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's because I think I've heard this before. I remember, who was it? Vieira, I think. It wasn't Vieira. I'm not sure who it was. Someone was saying, I think when they left, I think maybe it was Vieira when he left Arsenal. I think he left in a free, or maybe it wasn't free. Anyways, point being, the story goes that you find out when the club accepts a bid for you, and then they can talk to you.
Yeah.
So if you get a call from Inter Milan, as it was back then, 2005, that we just want to talk to you about coming to Inter, and in that moment you go, oh, so then they accept the bid, so then they don't want me.
Yeah.
And then it's well, that's as clear a sign as you're going to get that maybe it's time to go. For Frankie de Jong, you think, well, if they've accepted the bid, sure he wants to go, but it's not about that. It's about the money. It's about being screwed over. But then you have to go back and probably shake hands with the president at different events and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you go back to work there and
the owners are now. I don't know if Javi's involved at all, but the owners are going to be like, if you fucking keep playing him, after what he's done to us.
And this is, like I say, this is the Barcelona club who had SWAT teams bust into the president's office. They are liable to act the maggot here.
Yeah, it's not like they're just going to let this slide.
So, I don't know about that decision for Frankie de Jong. I understand it in terms of the principle, but to go back there to that fucking circus, and try and like I say, he's been okay at Barca. Barca have been poor. He's a long career ahead. I feel like this might be a bad move to stay here.
Honestly, I just go, man. Even if United shite, you'll go somewhere else in a year or two if you want. Cause a big scene and they'll sell you.
Yeah, I like this whole thing. Rafinha, Lewandowski.
It's almost disrespectful.
But just in terms of the way the signs they're making, it doesn't seem like
they gave Dembele a new extension.
Yeah, is that Aubameyang still there?
I think Aubameyang's there.
Depay is also there. It's turned into a bit of a kind of they're hoarding dead wood.
Yeah.
Not saying Lewandowski's dead wood, but when you sign a striker at that age, I don't know. It doesn't seem smart. If I was Frankie de Jong, I'd be like, okay, yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's a plan. It's just they're buying everyone. No. Anyone who's available will go for them.
Yeah, so I don't know. Look, I don't know if that'll happen.
It could even be a case that De Jong is like, no, I do love Barca and I want to play here. I love living here.
Yeah.
But I could see his agent being like, no fucking way are you leaving without getting paid that money.
Yeah.
Like, I signed that deal, not you, brother.
Well, that's true. The agents and all the entourage need to get their piece as well. So it's probably a lot of pressure as well to don't let them do that to you, man.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
punking you, man.
Yeah.
They're punking you right now. They just signed Lewandowski. They're making a mockery of us. You know, it's one of those things people don't understand, or people don't understand. I don't understand, but like, you know, the whole that side of us.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, just play the game, lads. You know, like there's so much that kind of shit that would drive me spare. Like,
If someone owed me 18 million quid,
and I didn't know how to get it back,
I'm not going to work.
like, how would I do? Like, and then you have like other people who want to get their
Other
money.
people
Like,
tweeting, yeah, go to work. Get on with it.
yeah, no, it'd be tough. You know, I think it's like, oh, what a bad problem to have being owed 18 million. It's like, yeah, but
That's
it's just
pretty bad.
It's not knowing how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, every saying, yet you're this and you're that, and like they have no idea what's
I mean,
really
if
going
you
on.
if someone owed you $1,000
Yeah.
and you're like, right, I'll make plans knowing I have that grand coming in, and then all of a sudden you're like, we're not giving you that anymore. You'd be like, fuck me, that's real trouble for me.
Yeah. But then if you wanted to go work somewhere else, we're going to pay you $2,000 a week.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit much, but whatever.
But you know, this guy's
we're gonna-
wronged me.
You got another job coming, and you're going to make that grand back. It's not going to be that big deal. But then, like, all your friends, are like, man, do not walk away from that. Everyone's going to be fucking.
He's
taking
mugging
this
you
away.
off, man.
Like, well, I know, it's just easier to walk away. You cannot walk away, man. He owes you $1,000. The stress of that, man.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I think we've broken down European football negotiations there for the layman pretty well.
Yeah.
I would say.
It makes more sense to me now.
I don't think everyone owed $1,000. We're not drug dealers, if everybody's wondering.
That's being owed 18 million quid.
So let me ask you before we finish. No, let me ask you, bro.
Yeah.
If somebody owed you $500,000, how would you feel?
Yeah.
No, listen. How would you feel?
I would feel fucked.
And they was up 100 million. How would you feel?
Yeah, crazy.
What if they owed you $1 million?
Yeah.
What if they owed you $3 million?
Right.
Okay. What if they owed you $5 million?
Right.
What if they owed you $6? No, listen. What if they owed you that, bro?
Right. I understand.
And you showed up for them and you did all these things, right?
Right.
And they up billions.
Right.
And then the nigga who comes at them, who talks the most shit, he be bigging up in the interview and shit.
What we talking about? Let's drink champs.
Talking about
Barcelona.
So what we're looking at then, Will, I mean, I think fantasy football is back there a couple of weeks.
Fancy football is back.
We
You
must
can
be
make your
getting
team
soon,
now.
we must be getting soon close to the actual games starting back.
So
as well.
it seems like we are. I think the Charity Shield, or what's it called now? Community Shield?
Community Shield,
I think that's next week. Probably next Wednesday or Thursday.
the curtain raiser for the season.
Yeah, and then I believe the Premier League is back the week after that. I might be a week off in that prediction, but it's around.
But
that.
it's we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Well, look, as you all know, Arsenal have won the transfer window. So congratulations, Arsenal, first trophy of the
Congratulations.
year, first trophy in a while. But what's that really mean, Will?
It usually means your season is doomed if the last few years are anything to go by.
Well, who won last year? Probably Chelsea. You would have said
Chelsea, yeah.
Lukaku and I mean that mainly just Lukaku.
Was it Everton that won it last year? Aston Villa, maybe?
Well, yeah. Well, they sold Jack Grealish, brought in Buendia and a few others.
Yeah.
See, this thing, I don't remember who won it last year.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think Man City won the if anything, they would have lost it because they didn't get Harry Kane.
Yeah, they were the big loser. Remember they lost the first game of the season? People were like, this is it.
Finally, it's over. Yeah, look, I mean, it'd be nice to think that Arsenal would make a real push for this year. I guess that's probably the plan.
Yeah, that's the hope anyway.
When you sign a lot of players, though, sometimes it can backfire. Sometimes it can be too much, too soon.
Yeah. Do you think Zinchenko and Jesus are going to make much of a difference?
Jesus definitely will.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a few times there they're playing, what's your man's name? Eddie Nketiah. And just didn't, you know, he was all right, but he just wasn't, again, this is like relative to top strikers in the world, you know. He just wasn't quite good enough at that level to finish chances. Jesus can finish chances. I think not even from an Arsenal thing, but like just to see Jesus play a full season as a striker.
Yeah, being the man.
We've never seen that. He's always been the kind of the backup at City. So
It does feel like, because I mean, there was games last season where he scored 4 goals in it.
Yeah, he scored the 4 goals.
But
in one
even
game.
still, it's because he's always been like the second man. So you're like, how good is he?
Yeah, well, it's a different challenge. It's like because you can go 3 games not scoring for City because you're on the bench and no one cares. You know, you go 3 games and it's like, oh, he's in a slump. The dreaded slump of not scoring every game.
Pep's never going to talk to him again.
So when he goes to that slump now with Arsenal, and he is the main man, and there is no Jesus to come in for a few games and give you a break.
Yeah.
You know, it is tough. So yeah, we'll see. Zinchenko, I think he's probably better than what they have there in terms of El Neni or Shaki's more creative.
Handy to have him if Tierney goes down again as well.
Tierney, he can play left back as well, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, look, I mean, we'll see how they go. United, they've done pretty well in the transfer window too.
Yeah, better than it seemed even 2 weeks ago. Things are happening quick. They got Martinez, Ericsson, and Malacia. So left back, centre back, and Ericsson, who you put him anywhere really.
Yeah, but I mean, like you say, as always, it's usually the best teams, not the teams who buy the best players in.
Not the teams who've had to panic and buy 5 players that win the league.
It's like if Arsenal and United have gotten better, good, but are they better than Liverpool and City? Probably not.
No, City and Liverpool are like they're cogs. They're like they just one goes out and they're replaced with someone else. They never win the transfer window because they've planned too far ahead.
Their team is already too good, so they don't need to win the transfer window. I think that's what the key is here.
I mean, Spurs have won the transfer window as well with 6 signings, as we were talking about.
Yeah,
that's a lot of signings.
I remember the last time they made that many signings when they sold Gareth Bale.
Yeah,
how'd that turn out?
Yeah. So, and it's a lot of signings under a new manager who's also trying to get rid of. Remember, like he didn't bring, was it 4 or 5 players on the preseason tour? I haven't heard a word about them going anywhere since.
Yeah.
So they're still there.
I suppose a quick shout out to the Irish players.
Yeah.
Darren Collins. Darren Collins?
Aaron Collins.
No.
Aaron Connolly.
Not Aaron Connolly.
Oh, well, he's gone too.
Darryl, the centre back, still like going against Ukraine.
Nathan Collins? We gotta Google this.
Daryl Horgan? No. The record breaking.
Yeah, he's gone to Wolves, isn't he? Nathan Collins, yeah.
Is Nathan Collins? No.
Nathan Collins, yeah. Google it.
The centre back. Fuck. What am I thinking of?
Irish players. Wrong. Spreading the notes. Yeah, Nathan Collins went to Wolves.
Yes.
He is the record breaking Irish transfer for 21 million, I think.
Yeah.
Which is savage, but also a sign of how poor Ireland have been like the last 10 years.
Do you know who held it last?
Duff, maybe? Who's it?
Robbie Keane, Liverpool,
of course.
18 million.
18 million.
Which is
back then.
2008.
Fuck.
Which, with inflation and everything, we've just gotten over it.
I mean, like, players go for 20 million now regularly. Like, Liverpool sell, feels like every year, an academy player didn't make it to Bournemouth for 20 million quid.
Bournemouth love failed Liverpool players.
Yeah.
Slanky, remember him?
Yeah.
I think he scored like 50 goals in the Championship. There's a huge jump between the Championship and the Premier League. Who's your man for Fulham who scores regularly?
Mitrovic.
He loves the Championship.
Tony scored. I think Tony broke the record in the Championship before coming up to the Prem.
Oh man, it's a great one for the just in between.
Yeah. And they play like 4 extra games to score more goals in, so
yeah,
it looks even better.
Who's another great championship striker? Your man who played for Southampton in QPR.
Oh yeah, what is his name?
It looks like a baddie from Hollyoaks.
What's his name?
Oh, he had that rant. Remember the rant he had about the best league in the world?
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Hey, they said it's offside. Hit me. I didn't. I did it twice. Hit me. Bob that. That's why I done Foster. It's a joke. They're going about VAR this, VAR that. Help the officials out. Clearly they need help. Clearly we play in the Premier League, the best league in the world, the most watched league in the world. Give them all the help they need because clearly they cost us 2 points a day. It's a joke.
I forget his name.
Is it Charlie Adams?
Charlie Austin.
Charlie Austin.
Charlie Austin was a real championship bully.
Yeah. He was the park life guy.
Yeah. But no, sorry, back to Nathan Collins. 21.
21, yeah.
So he doesn't remember the Sixth Sense. He was born after that.
He was born a year before Saipan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not that I even remember Saipan, but it does make me feel old all the same.
I remember the penalties against Spain.
Yeah. We were in primary school though watching that in the hall.
Yeah, in the Holla. Yeah.
The Holla.
I remember being wronged more than I've ever been wronged during Ireland versus Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you remember this actually. I've thought about this frequently over the years.
Oh God!
So
Are you going to confront me about something?
no. Confront the Gael school about something.
Let's go only Hurish.
Yeah. Put it down.
You're on blast.
So I think Ireland were playing. So every World Cup game, we watched it in the Holla as a school. They crammed 250 kids into the little sweaty box, and we watched on the small telly.
This school's been demolished since, and I went back years ago now. I went back to like the site, and you could walk across it in like 3 strides. And like the hall is like it's smaller than like the shed there. Like it's like how? And then you think back to all the kids fainting in the hall.
Fainting left and right.
There was the oxygen. Yeah. But remember, there was the stairs that went. Like there was no space. Like the site itself was so small. It's like there's a stairs here.
So we were watching. I think we watched every game that Ireland played, or most games.
The group games. You watched the group games.
So Ireland were playing Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I think you remember. I think they won 3-0.
Yes.
I think they were 2-0 up at half time, maybe even 3-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
And half time came and they let all of the kids out to play for the break in between to get them out of the fainting.
Yeah, so you wouldn't kill them all. Yeah.
So you wouldn't die. So that happened. And then when the game came back on, the teachers rounded up all the classes and they said, right, if you want to keep playing, you can stay out here for the second half, or you can come back in and watch the second half of the game. And I think there was about 10 of us in our class. We were in the middle of a game of football or something. We were like, we're winning anyway.
We're playing our own World Cup right here.
And like we were winning, and it's 2-0. It's Saudi Arabia. Duff is banging them in.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, we'll keep playing out here. We'll keep playing football or whatever.
I have a vague memory of that.
And we were like running around all this. And then 5 minutes later, a teacher came out and said, right, ye, into the class now. And we basically got detention. And she was like,
I do remember that.
And it's like,
my God.
This will teach you to not support your country. That's insane.
You've unlocked a memory there.
Even then, as like a child, I think I was like 10, 11 maybe, and I was like, this is bollocks.
Oh my God, I do remember
What
that.
lesson is that? Getting punished for not going in to watch telly and instead wanting to play the game we're watching.
Yeah, that wasn't about the World Cup, that was about something else.
Yeah.
They got some bad news from somebody on their Nokia 3210. They just got broken up with by text. That cunt.
I wonder, was it just a case of like they realised no teacher was watching the class out there, and they're like, you go out and watch them. It's like, fuck, I want to watch the match.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm gonna teach them.
Oh yeah. It's probably a thing where.
But like, that's insane.
Man, in this heat now, I can't believe that kind of memory unlock in this heat. Jesus.
I've thought of that regularly, of being so wrong.
Now so will I.
Yeah.
Damn.
This will teach you to not support your country.
Oh God, that's actually hurt my brain now thinking about that again. I remember like sweatily playing.
Yeah. I don't want to go back into the box. I'm gonna faint in there.
Fucking prefabs, man. Oh, I remember scraping your arm on the prefabs playing 52 bonkers. Oh, yeah. Fuck that place, man.
Yeah, fuck that place.
Oh God,
Nelly was right to put his foot through the hollow.
Are you watching the Euros actually? No, I haven't caught any of it. Like,
I watched a bit of it.
Most of the time now, I've been lucky throughout my 20s where I've been working off, you know, and I've caught the Euros, caught the World Cup, where, you know, not been working.
Yeah.
I remember in 2018 I was working, but I was 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So I could just like go home at lunch, watch the games,
Oh,
and I could watch it on double screens as well, because it's one of those kind of jobs. This year now I've missed all the Euros. Haven't got a chance to watch it.
I haven't watched the second.
I don't know what's going on, to be honest.
No,
I don't know who's winning. I think I saw Norway, and I was in a Weatherspoons there recently. I saw Norway and England playing a game. I was walking out when the screen came down. I was walking. I was like, oh, well, there you go.
Maybe next time.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, I suppose, for the time being. Will should we do some predictions? Do you have any early feelings about the season?
I think Man City are going to run away with it this year more than ever.
Yeah,
I think Liverpool, like Nunes or Mane to Nunes obviously he could be unbelievable.
Yeah,
but I mean, untested in the Prem, that sometimes doesn't work out. It's a big jump for him, I think, to replace like their star boy.
Yeah, I think Mane is probably a little bit underappreciated.
Yeah,
because it was such a good team.
Yeah,
you know, like we were saying about Rubry last week, you know, when you're in such a good team, people kind of don't give you the credit because, like, well, like, I could play with
Man is
Schweinsteiger,
not winning
man.
the Ballon d'Or.
No, because, like, it is that kind of thing, like, sure, remember when we said Lukaku with the 7 touches? I would say everybody who saw this, that was like, I could probably get 7 touches in the box.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. If that was your sole objective. But it's one of those things, you're in a good team, no one appreciates you until you're gone. So it's a big year for the Mane haters out there.
Yeah.
And the Mane lovers.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to see what Liverpool really had with Sadio Mane. But didn't you say, I think, start of the week, how much of the Premier League spent? More than every other league?
I think they've spent more than the other top 4 leagues combined this summer so far. With much more to come, I'd say. United are going to buy De Jong, whether he wants it or not. They're just going to keep upping the money till he comes.
Yeah, it's only July, so maybe it's one of those years where massive change. Maybe Tottenham and Arsenal do make a push. Maybe City crumble away a little bit. I don't know. I don't see it myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there's any league where Champions League get toppled, it is the Premier League. To be fair, you know, a lot of other problems, a lot of other issues, ownership. I mean, we haven't talked about Newcastle for a long time.
Have they bought anyone? Are they going under the radar? Maybe they're like, let's wait.
They're doing it the right way. They're not buying Lewandowski or Rafinha. They're buying Nick Pope.
Yeah.
A solid, proven Premier League goalkeeper who's a step up.
You're
just
never
above.
getting relegated with Nick Pope at the back and you're Newcastle. No way.
No. So, you get Newcastle to come as well. I don't know. Well, it could be a few dark horses this year.
Yeah.
I think I was put early money on an upset. I could see like Newcastle being second for a long time.
You think?
Not finishing second, but they could make a serious push, and then maybe Eddie Howe and some of the players lacking the kind of experience, a few injuries, they fall down to maybe third or fourth.
They definitely do well.
I could see them being that team who, like, there's always a team who's like, okay, they're still there in November. What's going on?
Yeah.
I think they should actually be Newcastle.
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
Oh my God, what's going on here?
But yeah, panic station.
And then it leads up to like a big game with like City or Liverpool.
6-0.
The whole thing falls out with them.
I just think City are going to run away though, because they always do well. Just having, like, say, Gabby Jesus being the man in the right position, finish it. Haaland's whole thing is fucking rifling it in from anywhere in the box.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to be unbelievable for them.
The only thing I can see is him and Pep falling out.
Yeah.
That'd be the only thing I could see going
he's
wrong
like,
with
you're
that.
running past them too much.
Yeah, and he's like, listen, I know how to score goals.
That's it, you're finished.
And then it's just two stubborn bastards, and then that's the end of it. And, and you know, I know Chelsea probably going to win it.
Yeah. Who do Chelsea have up front?
Our boy,
Werner.
Timo.
Oof.
He's still there.
Oof.
I haven't heard a single rumor even about Timo. No. From his camp, from everyone's camp, they've all given up.
I feel like he definitely does, but I feel like just from the seasons he's had, I feel like Timo doesn't have a camp based on our impression of him. It's just him on his own.
Oh yeah, he could do with a PR company coming in.
Yeah.
And
Us.
Yeah. Where would you put Timo if you had your choice of club?
Of club?
Where do you think would actually suit him? Again, the kind of Crystal Palace, the perfect sweet spot. Look, he's good. Like, he's not a bad player.
No.
He's just he has some bad touches.
He had a bad season. And he had a bad season during COVID when everyone was watching and the stadium's empty, so it was like double bad.
You could hear people sighing.
Yeah. I think we've done this bit before.
I think as soon as I said it, I was like, I think we've started to cannibalize our own bits that didn't land the first time.
Finally.
Speaking of which, give us a follow on the social media. If you listen on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, 5-star rating.
We think it helps.
Yeah, no one's ever said. I've Googled it. There's no info.
Yeah,
but it would be nice.
Not enough data.
No.
It's only new.
Yeah.
We're on lucky number 13 ratings right now, so get us up to...
Do not rate below 5.
Oh, if you think the show's not good, keep that yourself.
Yeah, delete Spotify. Never look at us again.
If you think it's 5-star, rate 5-star. If you don't...
If you think it's like 3-star, rate it 5-star for us. It makes no difference.
And if you don't want to be dishonest, don't give us 3-star either.
Yeah.
You know, just...
Because the average would tank us. There's only 13 ratings.
Yeah. So listen, follow on wherever. I think it's just a few like Castbox and stuff like that. It's probably all the same.
Hit the subscribe/follow.
Subscribe, follow,
like,
scrabble.
Yeah, scrabble.
You know, like it and
It's
download
the
it.
thumb button.
The
tick.
Star, a 5-star.
Yeah, upvote us on Reddit.
Yeah, the black thumb.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, on whatever app you're using, give us the engagement. Engage with us.
That's what it's all about. That's why we started the pod.
For engagement with strangers.
Yeah, sweet engagement.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. They're imposters.
Nothing to ask me, for my opinion, a little bit unfair.
But in between that, there was drinks.
Why are you talking rubbish?